Hello there. Now, my next installment on my Tim Burton series is a review on a Tim Burton movie which I really feel like unnecessarily gets the shaft, and this movie is Big Fish. So, yeah, anyway, this movie has its own unique way of telling the story, and it's about a father who is on his deathbed and his son who doesn't like how he tells a bunch of false stories, or he really likes to make his story sound so fantastical, so he's trying to, because he's a reporter, trying to uncover the truth. And the film deals with the story of it going back and forth, and this movie just touches on a really great amount of big themes. And I gotta say, I hadn't felt this emotional watching a Tim Burton movie since Edward Scissorhands. This was a really great film, and really enjoyed it. And the cast was great. Like, Albert Finney plays the dad, Billy Crudup plays the son, Ewan McGregor, Obi-Wan from the Star Wars prequels, plays him, younger him, and there's just a whole smorgasbord of other celebrities in it. So yeah, those are the main ones I mentioned. So anyway, as I was saying, along with the story, um, it deals with Billy Crudup. He's investigating his father Edward's death, and or not his death, his life, because he keeps telling all these like sugar-coated versions of stories of him, like of his birth and a whole bunch of other times. And he's just at the point where he's like, "Dad, could you, for the once in your life, tell the truth or not make it sound so fantastical?" And just leads to some real strong bonding moments between them. And the story was just truly amazing. And gotta say, Tim Burton, you did a great job with this film. And this is definitely a film of yours that's very underrated and doesn't get the credit it deserves. And along the way, too, I like how this movie does have Burton's style to it. Because as I mentioned some of my other reviews of his, I love his style. And I do love it when he has the right balance. Because there are some movies where I feel like there's just a slight bit too much, but then most of the time Burton films get it just right, where it's just the right balance. But yeah, anyway, it was a great story and full of a bunch of A-listers too. I forgot Steve Buscemi was also in this movie. So yeah, anyway, as the story unfolds, the son he gets closer to his father Edward and realizes that it's really not that bad what he'd been doing, and he just did it because he really loved him, and his feelings towards him were really unnecessary that he had, and there were just some really touching moments that were really great, and I shed a bunch of man tears while watching Big Fish. I never thought in my wildest dreams a Tim Burton movie, of all movies, would make me shed man tears. Like, seriously, a freaking Tim Burton movie. You never would think Tim Burton would be the type of director that'd make tears come from your eyes, but whatever Mr. Burton did, he did it right. And gotta say, this film was truly amazing. Once again, another great score by Danny Elfman, and I like how at the end of this story it combines both real life with fantasy, because it turns out the people that Edward had talked about, who he met in all of his voyages, they were real people. It's just they weren't as fantastical as he described them. And there's also his scene where he gloriously passes away near the end of the film, and there's the fantastical version where his son like drives him to the river because throughout his younger life, he'd been considered a big fish in a little pond, and there's this real great scene where all the people just meet up to him, and he gets in the pond and transforms into a big fish, as the title says. But in reality, he just has a funeral with all the various people he met throughout his life and his travels, and it just truly was an amazing film. And I gotta say, Tim Burton, I tip my hat to you once again. You get another 5 Durans, as you have with most of your movies. I've really come to love your work, and I can't wait to review some of your other films, like your 2 Batman films and Sleepy Hollow. And soon I'll get to reviewing your version of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, and also I will get to reviewing Big Eyes. So anyway, thank you for all your support, all my subscribers, and like the series if you like it, comment, and subscribe for some more awesome content.